Learn this quietly and tell no one. Within Money Magnet lies a hidden shift that changes your relationship with wealth, turning attraction into something natural rather than forced. Let it take root in silence, and you may discover that money no longer needs to be chased because it begins chasing you. Introduction. You are not merely a passive recipient of financial energy, but an active conductor of wealth's infinite symphony. Your inner landscape, the terrain of thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, broadcasts a constant signal into the universal field, a frequency that either attracts or repels prosperity. Imagine your consciousness as a radio transmitter. Every thought about money, every emotion surrounding wealth sends out a specific wavelength. Scarcity thinking emits a signal of lack, while abundant thinking resonates with an entirely different harmonic. The universe does not judge these signals. It simply responds with matching energy. When you harbor feelings of struggle, your vibrational frequency creates invisible barriers. Thoughts like, "money is hard to earn," or "I never have enough," construct energetic walls that block financial flow. Conversely, when you cultivate a sense of inherent worthiness and natural abundance, you transform your internal broadcast. Your relationship with wealth is not determined by external circumstances, but by your internal alignment. Prosperity is not something you chase, but something you become. It lives within your emotional state, your core beliefs, your fundamental understanding of your own value. Consider how a tuning fork vibrates when struck, sending out a pure, clear tone. Your consciousness operates similarly. When you align your inner frequency with abundance, truly believing in unlimited potential, feeling gratitude for current resources, and expecting prosperity, you become a magnet for financial opportunities. This is not magical thinking, but a fundamental principle of energy dynamics. Your thoughts are not mere abstractions, but potent creative forces that shape your material reality. By consciously choosing thoughts of abundance, you recalibrate your internal signal, inviting wealth to flow toward you with natural ease. The path to financial transformation begins not in your wallet, but in your mind. Some of what I share in these readings touches metaphysical laws that cannot be fully revealed in a single video. If you are ready for the deeper current, the knowledge reserved for those who truly seek, I've placed it inside our free newsletter, The Hidden Collection. Subscribe now, and you'll also receive a free copy of The Kybalion, the ancient text where these metaphysical laws were first written down, available for a limited time only. Part 1. The Awakening of Inner Frequency. Chapter 1. The Whisper of Attraction. In the vast orchestra of universal energy, you are both the instrument and the musician, capable of playing the melody of abundance. Your vibration is not a passive state, but an active composition, constantly broadcasting your relationship with wealth. Consider Mabel, whose life once resonated with the dissonant frequencies of scarcity. She had long believed that money was a rare and elusive creature, always just beyond her grasp. Her internal radio station played a continuous loop of lack, static-filled broadcasts of struggle and limitation that repelled the very prosperity she secretly desired. But something shifted when Mabel began to understand the true nature of attraction. She realized that the universe responds not to her desperate pleas or frantic actions, but to the subtle, underlying emotional tone she emitted. Every moment of worry about bills, every anxious thought about insufficient funds, was like sending out a signal of poverty, a beacon that promised more of the same. Clarence's journey mirrored this wisdom. Once consumed by financial anxiety, he carried the heavy weight of monetary fear. Bills would arrive, and with them, a rising tide of panic that seemed to push abundance further away. But Clarence learned to transmute his fear into gratitude, replacing each moment of dread with a quiet acknowledgement of what he already possessed. Each time a bill arrived, instead of spiraling into worry, Clarence would take a breath and appreciate something. His health, a kind gesture from a friend, the warmth of sunlight. These moments of genuine thankfulness were not mere positive thinking, but vibrational recalibrations. He was fine-tuning his internal frequency, sending out signals of sufficiency and trust. The law of attraction does not comprehend words of lack or abundance. It reads the emotional undercurrent, the vibrational signature beneath your thoughts. When you feel truly wealthy, not as a mental exercise, but as a deep, embodied state, you become a magnetic field that draws prosperity toward you. Your wealth begins in this moment, in the quiet space between your breaths, in the subtle shifts of your inner landscape. You are not waiting for abundance. You are continuously creating it through your emotional broadcast. Practice. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Imagine each breath as a stream of golden light, warm and luminous. Feel this light filling you, humming with a quiet, confident energy of wealth already yours. Let this radiance pulse through you, not as a desperate hope, but as a calm knowing. Breathe slowly, allowing money to sense your serene, assured frequency and naturally turn toward you. Chapter 2. The Mirror Within. You stand at the crossroads of creation, where every whispered thought becomes a blueprint for your reality. Like Daisy, who unknowingly painted her world with the brush of lack, you too have been unconsciously sculpting your financial landscape through the energy of your inner dialogue. Your vibration speaks louder than words. When Daisy awoke each morning lamenting her empty wallet, she was not merely describing her circumstance. She was actively generating it. The universe listens not to your complaints, but to the emotional frequency underlying those complaints. Each time she announced her poverty, she was sending a precise signal of scarcity, and the cosmic transmission system responded by maintaining exactly that state. Contrast her experience with Lionel, who transformed his workplace from a zone of monotony into a playground of potential. Where others saw routine, he perceived opportunity. Each mundane task became a canvas for his imagination, a stage where his enthusiasm could dance. He did not resist his current position, but elevated its meaning, infusing each moment with curiosity and subtle excitement. This is the alchemical secret of attraction. Your inner state transmutes external circumstances. Lionel's internal shift, from boredom to wonder, began to reshape his professional environment. Promotions emerged not through desperate striving, but through the magnetic pull of his transformed consciousness. You are constantly broadcasting. Your thoughts are radio waves, your emotions the signal strength. What frequency are you transmitting? Are you tuned to the static of struggle or the clear channel of abundance? Practice. Imagine now that every thought you think is mirrored instantly. Choose only thoughts you wish reflected as cash flow. Breathe gently, smile softly, and let that reflection guide your day. Close your eyes. Visualize your thoughts as golden threads weaving through the universe. Each thread carries the vibration of your deepest beliefs about money. Select only threads of prosperity, of ease, of natural wealth flowing toward you. Breathe in possibility. Exhale limitation. Practice. Imagine that every thought you nurture becomes a seed carried upon a gentle current. Choose only the seeds you would be delighted to see blossom. Breathe slowly, smile quietly, and trust that your inner landscape is always preparing a future from the patterns you repeatedly plant today. Close your eyes. Visualize streams of golden light flowing from your mind into an endless field of possibility. Each stream carries an expectation, a belief, and a feeling about abundance. Direct these streams toward visions of ease, opportunity, and steady prosperity. Inhale confidence. Exhale every story of lack. Feel yourself becoming a clear channel through which blessings may naturally arrive. As you move through the day, imagine yourself walking beneath a sky of unseen abundance. Every grateful thought becomes a lantern, every hopeful expectation a guiding star. Let your attention rest upon what you wish to welcome, and anticipate a future that reflects the richness, confidence, and joy you choose to cultivate within. Chapter 3. The River That Never Ends. In the ancient dance of abundance, you stand at the threshold of understanding a sacred truth. Money is not a static resource to be guarded, but a living energy that breathes, moves, and transforms. Like water flowing through a mountain stream, wealth seeks movement, circulation, and release. Millie had long believed money was a fragile substance, like sand slipping through her fingers, disappearing with each desperate grasp. Her relationship with currency was one of fear and scarcity, a tight-fisted grip that strangled the very abundance she desired. Each dollar felt like a temporary visitor, never truly welcome, always on the verge of departure. But the universe whispers a different wisdom. Money is not a finite resource to be hoarded, but a dynamic energy that expands through trust and circulation. Just as your breath moves in and out, creating life with each exchange, so too does money carry its own rhythmic pulse of giving and receiving. Everett's transformation illuminated this universal principle. Once a man who counted every coin with anxious precision, he discovered a revolutionary approach. Instead of seeing each dollar as a loss when spent, he began to bless each transaction. When paying a bill, he would silently whisper gratitude. Purchasing groceries became an act of celebration, not deprivation. May this money serve its highest purpose, he would think, releasing each payment with an open heart. And something miraculous occurred. The more he trusted in the flow, the more opportunities for abundance appeared. Unexpected refunds, surprise bonuses, and new income streams emerged, not through calculation, but through faith. Your relationship with money is a mirror reflecting your inner beliefs. When you view currency as a trapped resource, it contracts. When you see it as a flowing river of potential, it expands. The key is releasing the grip of fear and embracing the dance of circulation. Sit quietly and feel your heartbeat as the rhythm of currency itself, a giving and receiving of life, teaching you that wealth expands through joyful flow. As you listen inwardly, imagine each heartbeat sending waves of gratitude through your being. With every pulse, feel yourself receiving support, opportunities, and inspiration. With every pulse, feel yourself offering value, kindness, and creativity back to the world. Abundance thrives where circulation exists, just as rivers remain fresh because they continue moving. Carry this awareness throughout your day. Whenever concerns about resources arise, return to the quiet lesson of your heartbeat. Life itself moves through cycles of giving and receiving. Trust that what is shared with joy tends to return in unexpected forms. Let the rhythm within remind you that prosperity is not merely something to possess, but something to participate in, a living current that expands through openness, appreciation, and flow. Chapter 4. The Silent Agreement. You stand at the threshold of a profound understanding that true abundance speaks not through loud proclamations, but through the quiet certainty of inner knowing. Your worth cannot be shouted into existence. It must be felt, breathed, lived. Winnie had spent years believing success demanded constant performance, her voice a relentless trumpet announcing her capabilities. She believed louder meant larger, that visibility equaled value. But the universe operates on a different frequency, one of subtle vibration, of calm certainty. Consider Norman's journey. For years he pushed and strained, attempting to prove his worthiness through aggressive networking, constant hustling, and desperate displays of competence. Every interaction was a performance, every conversation a chance to demonstrate his potential. Yet opportunities remained elusive, sliding past him like shadows. The transformation began when Norman understood that true confidence doesn't announce itself. It simply exists. Like a mountain doesn't declare its strength, but simply stands immovable. Your inner wealth radiates without effort. Imagine your inner landscape as a still pond. Desperation creates turbulent ripples, scattering your energy. Certainty is the smooth surface reflecting infinite sky, calm, receptive, powerful. When you rest in this state of quiet knowing, the universe sees you clearly. Norman learned to sit in meditation, not as a technique, but as a state of being. He stopped trying to prove and started simply knowing. His worth wasn't something to be argued or displayed. It was an immutable truth he could feel. Opportunities began appearing without struggle. Connections formed naturally. Projects found him instead of him chasing them. His calm became a magnet, drawing precisely what he needed. This is the secret whispered by those who understand true abundance. Certainty is silent. Desperation is loud. Your inner state speaks volumes without uttering a word. Ritual practice. Rest in silence for a minute daily, letting your inner calm sign unseen contracts of prosperity on your behalf. Rest in silence for 1 minute each day and allow stillness to become your companion. Set aside the need to solve, predict, or manage every outcome. In that quiet space, feel yourself settling beneath the surface of restless thought, entering a deeper awareness where peace exists, independent of circumstances. As calmness spreads through you, imagine your inner state sending a clear message to life itself, not through words, but through presence. A peaceful mind is like fertile soil, welcoming inspiration, wise decisions, and opportunities that often go unnoticed amid noise and urgency. Let your silence become an atmosphere in which favorable possibilities can naturally take root. When the minute ends, carry a trace of that calm into the rest of your day. Trust that every moment spent in genuine stillness strengthens your connection to clarity, confidence, and abundance. Like a quiet signature placed upon an unseen agreement, your inner peace becomes a declaration that you are ready to receive life's blessings with grace, patience, and trust. Chapter 5. The Garden of Belief. In the sacred landscape of your inner world, thoughts are not mere whispers, but seeds planted in fertile ground. Your consciousness is a garden where every belief takes root, every emotion waters the soil, and your deepest convictions determine the harvest of abundance. Clara understood this truth intimately. For years, she had wandered through a mental landscape overgrown with weeds of uncertainty, doubts that choked potential, fears that stunted growth. Her financial landscape was barren, populated by withered expectations and stunted dreams. But then she learned the profound art of cultivation. Each thought became a deliberate choice, each belief a carefully selected seed. She began to recognize that her inner garden could be consciously tended, pruned, nourished. Wallace's journey illuminated this wisdom brilliantly. Once trapped in a mindset of scarcity, he transformed his inner terrain through intentional cultivation. Where doubt once grew thorny brambles of limitation, he now planted affirmations like robust golden wheat, declarations of possibility, statements of inherent worth. His transformation wasn't magical, it was methodical. Each morning he would walk through his mental garden, pulling out weeds of negativity, removing stones of past failures. He spoke to himself with gentle authority. I am worthy of abundance. Prosperity flows to me effortlessly. The universe listens to such declarations, not as commands, but as harmonious frequencies. Your thoughts are not just words, they are vibrations that resonate through the invisible fields of potential, attracting experiences that match their tone. Imagine your mind as a luminous greenhouse. Every thought is a seed, every emotion its water, every belief its sunlight. Some seeds sprout quickly, unexpected opportunities, spontaneous connections. Others require patience, deep-rooted transformations that emerge slowly, steadily. Wallace discovered that trust was the most potent fertilizer. When he stopped straining and started believing, opportunities began appearing like miraculous blooms. Promotions emerged from unexpected branches, gifts arrived without solicitation, connections formed without effort. This is the silent language of abundance, not demanding, but allowing, not forcing, but flowing. Your inner garden knows how to grow prosperity when tended with faith, watered with gratitude, and illuminated by unwavering belief. Practice. Visualize your mind garden blooming golden leaves of prosperity. Feel the fragrance of security and expect a harvest of delight. Visualize your mind as a living garden stretching beyond the horizon of ordinary thought. In this garden, see golden leaves of prosperity unfolding upon strong and healthy branches. Each leaf represents a nourishing idea, a wise decision, a meaningful connection, or an opportunity quietly ripening in its season. Allow yourself to admire the abundance already growing within this inner landscape. As you walk through this imagined garden, breathe in the fragrance of security. Let it feel warm, steady, and reassuring. This is not the security that depends upon constant proof. but the deeper confidence that life can continue providing new possibilities. Feel your shoulders relax and your heart become lighter as you absorb the atmosphere of sufficiency and trust. Carry the image with you throughout the day and expect a harvest of delight, not by demanding specific outcomes, but by remaining open to pleasant surprises, unexpected blessings, and moments of beauty that often arrive unannounced. Like a gardener who tends the soil with care and anticipation, nurture thoughts of gratitude and possibility, trusting that what you cultivate within eventually finds expression in the world around you. Chapter 6. The Song of Confidence. In the vast symphony of existence, your inner melody shapes the landscape of your prosperity. You are not merely a listener in life's orchestra, but the conductor of your financial resonance. Just as a skilled musician understands that each note carries intention, you too can learn to harmonize your emotional frequency with the abundance that surrounds you. Imagine your thoughts as musical vibrations, each carrying a specific tone that reverberates through the invisible realms of possibility. When Elsie discovered the power of her humming, she transformed bill paying from a moment of stress into a celebration of flow. Her gentle melody wasn't just sound, it was a spiritual practice of alignment. Rufus understood this principle intimately. During his long commutes, where many would succumb to frustration, he chose to whistle tunes of gratitude. Each note was a deliberate invitation to the universe, a subtle signal of openness and joy. Where others heard merely a commute, he crafted a vibrational landscape of opportunity. The universe listens not to your words, but to the underlying emotional frequency. Your inner soundtrack determines the opportunities that find their way to you. Worry creates a dissonant melody that repels abundance, while gratitude composes a harmonic invitation that attracts prosperity. Your emotional tone is your most powerful instrument. When you hum with contentment, when you breathe with trust, you send waves of receptivity into the world. These waves do not simply dissipate. They interact, they resonate, they draw corresponding experiences toward you. Consider how a single note can shift an entire musical composition. Similarly, a moment of genuine joy can transform your financial narrative. You are not passive in this symphony. You are its primary composer. Hum softly whenever fear arises, letting sound sweep away doubt and tune you to abundance's frequency. Chapter 7. The Candle of Vision. The universe speaks in the language of vivid imagination, and you are its most powerful translator. Your inner vision is not merely a dream, but a blueprint that calls forth reality. When your mental images pulse with clarity and emotional resonance, they become irresistible magnets drawing manifestation closer. Vera understood this sacred principle. Imagination is not passive daydreaming, but active creation. Each time she closed her eyes, she did not merely wish. She sculpted her future with precise emotional detail. Her visualizations were not clouded or fuzzy, but sharp as crystal, luminous with intention. Gerald's journey revealed the transformative power of precise visualization. Initially, his goals were shrouded in fog, vague notions of success and wealth that drifted without substance. But when he learned to paint his desires with exacting precision, everything changed. He began seeing his goals not as distant possibilities, but as living, breathing realities already taking shape. Your imagination is a sacred workshop where potential becomes tangible. Each mental image you craft with emotional clarity sends ripples through the quantum field, calling forth opportunities, connections, and resources aligned with your vision. The universe does not respond to half-hearted whispers, but to bold, clear declarations of intent. Precision is your ally. When you visualize, see not just outcomes, but feel the textures, hear the sounds, sense the emotional landscape of your desired reality. Let your inner vision be so vivid that it feels more real than your current circumstances. The light of your imagination can pierce through any darkness of doubt. Each time you visualize with clarity, you are not hoping. You are instructing the universe. You are a co-creator, drawing forth potentials that already exist in the infinite field of possibility. Tonight envision candlelight revealing every fulfilled desire clearly, warming you into relaxed certainty that it already exists. Chapter 8. The Gentle Receiver. You stand at the threshold of a profound revelation. Abundance flows not through forceful pursuit, but through graceful allowing. Your tension has been a barrier, constructing invisible walls that deflect the very prosperity you seek. Sadie's story illuminates this universal principle. Her ambition once manifested as a tight grip, muscles clenched, mind racing with desperate strategies. She believed success required constant pushing, relentless effort, a marathon of mental and physical strain. But the universe whispers a different truth. Relaxation is the true magnet of wealth. Imagine your energy as a delicate net designed to catch opportunities. When you strain, when you push with desperate intensity, you tear that net. Your forceful actions create resistance, sending ripples of scarcity through your vibrational field. The harder you chase, the further prosperity retreats. Floyd discovered this sacred wisdom accidentally. A salesman exhausted from hunting clients, he surrendered. Not in defeat, but in profound trust. He stopped pursuing and started being. His energy shifted from desperate grabbing to calm invitation. And something magical occurred. Clients began seeking him. Your relationship with abundance is not a battle to be won, but a dance to be enjoyed. Each time you release the need to control, you create spaciousness. In that spaciousness, opportunities can breathe, can find you. The universe responds to your inner state, not your outer hustling. Relaxation is an art form, a spiritual practice. It requires you to trust that you are inherently worthy of receiving. When you soften your grip, when you breathe ease into every cell, you signal to the cosmic intelligence that you are ready, not through demand, but through peaceful expectation. Your body is a receiver, your mind a transmitter. Tension blocks, relaxation allows. Each moment you choose calm over strain, you recalibrate your energetic frequency. You become a clear, open channel through which abundance can naturally flow. Loosen shoulders, inhale ease, and imagine invisible rivers delivering gold to your door as you smile in readiness. Chapter 9. The Compass of Desire. You have been chasing wealth like a hunter pursues an elusive prey, but true abundance arrives when you become the meadow, spacious, receptive, and tranquil. Desire is not a forceful grab, but a gentle invitation. Hattie's yearning for financial freedom had always felt like a heavy chain, dragging her through exhausting mental landscapes of lack and limitation. Her wants were desperate whispers of scarcity, not inspired songs of possibility. Each time she imagined money, her muscles would tense, Her breath would shallow and her energy would constrict, pushing away the very abundance she sought. The universe responds not to your words, but to your vibration. When desire feels weighty, it signals fear. When desire feels light, it signals trust. Lester understood this secret. Where once he had strained and struggled to manifest opportunities, he learned to desire from a place of pure joy. His wants became playful, buoyant, like dandelion seeds carried on a gentle breeze. Instead of wrestling with fate, he began to dance with possibility. Your relationship with abundance is a delicate conversation. Every tightened muscle, every anxious thought, every clenched fist sends a message of resistance. But when you soften, when you trust, when you allow, the universe leans in to listen. Imagine desire not as a battle to be won, but as a song to be sung, not as a target to be conquered, but as a river to be followed. Your wants are not chains, but wings. Practice. Sense the difference between grasping and allowing. Let your wants glide like paper boats on calm water, trusting currents of good fortune. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Feel the lightness of pure desire, not needing, simply wanting. Release any tension. Let your wishes float effortlessly, knowing they are already in motion, already becoming. Chapter 10. The Unseen Helpers. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound truth. Luck is not random, but a carefully orchestrated symphony of energy and alignment. Your journey of discovering the invisible allies of prosperity begins here, where coincidence reveals itself as the elegant dance of universal intelligence. Bessie had long believed that money was a matter of chance, scattered like autumn leaves by whimsical winds. She saw successful people as lucky, herself as somehow overlooked by fortune's fickle gaze. But the universe whispers a different story, one of precision, of unseen hands weaving opportunities that match your inner vibration. Consider Otis, a man who once wandered through life believing success was a distant shore. One afternoon, when his spirit felt completely aligned with his deepest aspirations, a stranger approached. This encounter wasn't mere happenstance, but a meticulously arranged meeting orchestrated by energies beyond physical perception. Your intuition is not a random signal, but a sophisticated communication system connecting you to infinite possibilities. Timing is not linear, but a fluid dance where your emotional frequency attracts corresponding experiences. Synchronicity is not accident, but intelligent response, the universe's way of delivering exactly what you are internally broadcasting. When you resonate with clarity, when your inner landscape becomes a clear signal of intention and trust, the world begins to organize itself around your frequency. Opportunities don't just happen, they are summoned. Connections don't occur by chance. They are magnetized by your alignment. Imagine your desires as refined signals, not desperate broadcasts. Like a precise radio frequency, your emotional tone determines what transmission you receive. Doubt creates static. Fear scrambles the signal. But calm certainty, that creates crystal clear reception. The allies of prosperity, intuition, timing, synchronicity, are always working, always listening. They are not external forces, but extensions of your own consciousness, responding to the subtle energies you emit. They move silently, arranging meetings, opening doors, creating pathways that seem miraculous only to those who do not understand the underlying vibrational mechanics. Practice. Each morning, pause and express gratitude to the unseen energies organizing prosperity on your behalf. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Feel the gentle coordination surrounding you. Invisible hands arranging opportunities. Silent intelligences aligning circumstances. Whisper, "I trust in the perfect timing and arrangement of my abundance." Each morning, pause before the momentum of the day begins and enter a moment of quiet appreciation. Close your eyes and take 3 slow, deliberate breaths. With each inhale, welcome a sense of support. With each exhale, release the need to know exactly how every outcome will arrive. Allow yourself to feel connected to a larger rhythm moving beyond what can be immediately seen. Imagine life as a vast tapestry being woven from countless threads of events, encounters, and possibilities. Many of these threads remain hidden until the proper moment reveals their purpose. As you sit in stillness, sense a gentle coordination at work around you, with circumstances continually shifting, opening and connecting in ways that may not yet be visible. Let this image cultivate patience and trust rather than urgency. Then softly whisper, "I trust in the perfect timing and arrangement of my abundance." Repeat the words until they settle comfortably within you. Carry that feeling into the day, allowing trust to replace strain and gratitude to replace doubt. By beginning each morning with appreciation and openness, you create an inner atmosphere where confidence, peace, and expectancy can naturally flourish. Beneath every teaching on this channel runs a deeper metaphysical current, the unseen laws that shape reality itself. For those whose awareness is ready to receive it, I've gathered the deeper layer inside our free newsletter, The Hidden Collection. Join now and you'll also receive a free copy of the Kybalion, the original text that revealed these metaphysical laws to the world, limited time only. Chapter 11. The Golden Pause. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound truth about abundance, a secret whispered through generations, yet heard only by those ready to listen. Patience is not passive waiting, but an active state of vibrational alignment. Lula's journey illuminates this wisdom. Where once she scrambled and pushed, believing effort equaled success, she now understands that true manifestation breathes between action and stillness. Her transformation revealed that rushing creates resistance, while calm trust opens invisible pathways. Vernon's story mirrors this revelation. A businessman accustomed to forcing outcomes, he discovered that straining actually disrupted the delicate frequency of attraction. Each time he attempted to manipulate circumstances, opportunities dissolved. But when he learned to rest in quiet confidence, to trust the unseen mechanics of the universe, synchronicities began appearing effortlessly. The universe operates on a rhythm far subtler than human ambition. Like water finding its natural course, abundance flows when you create space for it. Your inner state becomes the invitation. Your calm, the magnetic field, drawing opportunities toward you. This is not about doing nothing, but about doing with inspired ease. Imagine your desires as seeds planted in fertile soil. Constant digging and anxious checking will not make them grow faster. Instead, trust the inherent intelligence of growth, tend with gentle awareness, and allow natural unfolding. Your vibration speaks louder than your actions. When you radiate certainty, not from ego, but from deep inner knowing, The universe listens. Opportunities align themselves around your frequency, arranging themselves like notes in a harmonious melody. Practice becomes your bridge between understanding and experiencing. At the end of each day, pause in calm assurance, sensing wealth's approach like a tide rising in your favor. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and feel the quiet confidence of knowing that what is meant for you cannot pass you by. In this moment of stillness, you are not waiting. You are allowing. You are receiving. You are trusting. Part 2. The Expansion of Radiant Belief. Chapter 12. The Conversation with Money. You have been taught to view money as a distant, judgmental force, something that evaluates your worth, criticizes your choices, and remains perpetually out of reach. But what if money were alive? What if it were an energy that breathes, listens, and responds to the way you speak about and interact with it? Olive once treated her finances like a stern examiner, her every monetary interaction tinged with anxiety and self-criticism. When bills arrived, she would mutter about scarcity. When opportunities emerged, she would whisper doubts. Her words were chains, binding prosperity away from her doorstep. The universal law of attraction teaches that money is not a cold, mechanical exchange, but a living current of energy that resonates with your emotional frequency. Just as a plant responds to gentle care, money responds to your inner dialogue and emotional landscape. Byron understood this profound truth. Where others saw transactions, he saw conversations. Each paycheck became a friend to be welcomed, appreciated, and honored. He began greeting his earnings with genuine gratitude, speaking to them as living entities that could sense his respect and appreciation. "Welcome," he would say softly, handling his money with reverence. "Thank you for finding your way to me. I appreciate your support and the opportunities you represent." This was not mere positive thinking, but a fundamental shift in relationship. Money began to feel different in his hands, warmer, more alive. Opportunities started appearing with surprising ease. Unexpected income streams emerged, not as random chance, but as natural responses to his newfound energetic harmony. Your relationship with money is a dance of mutual respect. When you criticize, judge, or fear money, you create a repulsive frequency. When you welcome, appreciate, and trust, you create a magnetic attraction. Imagine money as an intelligent energy that listens, feels, and responds. It is not separate from you, but an extension of your inner world, reflecting your deepest beliefs about abundance and worth. As you handle money, whisper thanks and envision it nodding appreciatively, eager to return, multiplied. Chapter 13. The Light of Generosity. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound truth about wealth. Generosity is not subtraction, but multiplication. Your fear of giving, of losing what little you believe you possess, is the very barrier preventing true abundance from flowing into your life. Imagine wealth as a living energy, responsive to your inner landscape. When you clutch tightly, believing scarcity is your natural state, you create walls that block prosperity's gentle arrival. But when you open your hands, when you release the grip of fear, something magical transpires. Pearl's journey illuminated this universal principle. She once guarded her resources like a fortress, counting every coin with anxiety, believing that each act of sharing would diminish her own supply. Her world felt small, constrained by the tight boundaries of her financial beliefs. The universe operates on a different principle, one of expansion, of interconnectedness. Every generous act sends ripples through the energetic field, signaling to the great cosmic network that you are a conduit of abundance, not a reservoir of lack. Orville understood this transformation. Where once he pinched pennies with such intensity that joy seemed a luxury he could not afford, he began to shift. Small acts of kindness became his new currency, offering help without expectation, sharing resources without fear of depletion. Generosity is not about grand gestures, but about the subtle intention behind your actions. When you give from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, you communicate to the universe that you trust in an endless supply of good. Each smile offered freely, each compliment shared authentically, each moment of unexpected kindness becomes a vibrational invitation for prosperity. Your wealth is not a finite resource to be hoarded, but an ever-flowing river that gains momentum through circulation. The more you allow it to move through you, with gratitude, with openness, the more it multiplies. Practice. Offer something today, a smile, a compliment, and feel the subtle rush of wealth energy flowing back unseen. As the gesture leaves you, pause and notice the feeling it creates within. Generosity often carries its own quiet reward, a sense of openness, connection, and abundance. Rather than focusing on what has been given away, feel the expansion that occurs when kindness moves through you. A closed hand can hold, but an open hand can both give and receive. Carry the awareness that every act of goodwill participates in a larger circulation of blessings. Whether or not you see an immediate result, trust that kindness leaves an imprint upon the day. Walk forward, feeling the subtle current of abundance moving around you, knowing that a spirit of generosity naturally aligns with a life rich in gratitude, opportunity, and delight. Chapter 14. The Gate of Expectation. You stand at the threshold of understanding that your expectations are not mere thoughts, but powerful architects of your reality. June's life had been a testament to the gravitational pull of negative anticipation. Each disappointment she experienced was not a random occurrence, but a precise reflection of her inner landscape. When you expect darkness, the universe conspires to draw shadows around you. When you anticipate light, radiance begins to bloom from unexpected corners. Stanley understood this profound truth long before June realized its transformative power. Stanley had once walked a path similar to June's, where disappointment felt like an unwelcome companion. But he discovered a remarkable secret. Expectation is not a passive state, but an active invitation. Each morning, he began to calibrate his inner vision toward possibility, toward unexpected joy, toward the miraculous. The moment Stanley shifted from expecting challenges to anticipating delightful surprises, something extraordinary began to happen. Opportunities that once seemed closed started to crack open. Conversations that might have been mundane suddenly sparkled with potential. Interactions that would have previously felt draining now carried an electric current of possibility. Your expectations are like invisible paintbrushes, coloring the canvas of your experience before the day even begins. When you wake believing only good can enter your realm, you create energetic pathways that guide such experiences directly to you. The universe does not distinguish between your fears and your hopes. It simply responds to the frequency you broadcast. June had been broadcasting a signal of perpetual disappointment, and her reality dutifully matched that transmission. Stanley, in contrast, learned to tune his internal radio to a station of expectant joy. This is not about false positivity or magical thinking. This is about understanding that your inner state is a powerful transmission system, constantly communicating with the vast responsive energy around you. Your expectations are not wishful thinking. They are precise instructions to the universe about what you are ready to receive. As you stand at this moment of understanding, you have a choice. Will you continue broadcasting the old signals of limitation and doubt, or will you recalibrate, becoming a clear, confident channel for abundance and unexpected grace? Picture an invisible gate labeled "Only Good May Enter," and step through believing it. Practice. Picture an invisible gate standing before you at the beginning of your day. Upon it are the words, "Only good may enter." Pause for a moment and imagine stepping through this threshold with complete belief. Feel as though you are leaving behind needless fears, discouraging assumptions, and expectations of struggle, entering instead a space where possibilities are welcomed and supported. As you walk through your day, return to this image whenever challenges arise. The gate is not a denial of difficulty. It is a reminder that you can choose which thoughts and meanings you allow to take root within you. Let encouraging ideas pass freely through. Let gratitude, hope, wisdom, and peace find an open invitation. Anything that diminishes your spirit can remain outside the gate. Carry the feeling that you have entered a realm shaped by trust and goodwill. Speak, act, and decide as someone who expects favorable outcomes to emerge in unexpected ways. The more often you cross this invisible threshold in imagination, the more naturally your attention begins to notice opportunities, kindness, and blessings that may have always been present, waiting to be seen. Chapter 15. The Breath of Worthiness. You have been measuring your worth through the eyes of others, collecting their judgments like fragile tokens, believing each external validation determines your value. But true worth is not a currency traded in the marketplace of others' opinions. It is a vibration that resonates from within, a steady hum of self-recognition that cannot be negotiated or diminished by external noise. Lillian once lived trapped in this illusion, her sense of value fluctuating with every comment, every glance, every fleeting approval. She would contort herself, reshape her dreams, and silence her authentic voice just to hear the faint whisper of acceptance from those around her. Each compromise felt like a small death, a betrayal of her inner truth. But the universe speaks a different language, one of unwavering self-recognition. When you align with your intrinsic worth, you broadcast a frequency that cannot be misunderstood. Your value is not something to be earned, but something to be remembered. Nathan's journey illuminated this wisdom. Once consumed by the need to prove himself, he learned that constant proving is a form of doubt. He began to affirm his worth not through achievements, but through a quiet, unshakable knowing. Each morning he would stand before his mirror and declare, "I am valuable simply because I exist." This was not arrogance, but a profound understanding. The universe does not require credentials or external validation to recognize your magnificence. Your worth is an immutable energy, constant and true, regardless of temporary circumstances or others' perceptions. When you truly internalize this truth, something remarkable happens. Opportunities begin to align themselves with your newfound frequency. People respond differently. Money, which is simply another form of energy, starts to flow with unexpected ease. Your worth is not a fragile thing to be protected, but a powerful vibration to be celebrated. It cannot be diminished by criticism, nor inflated by praise. It simply is, a radiant, unchanging essence that exists beyond judgment. Inhale the knowing that you are already enough. Exhale every doubt, watching money recognize your deserving heartbeat. Chapter 16. The Symphony of Alignment. You are more than a passive receiver of life's rhythms. You are the conductor of your own magnificent orchestra. Each thought, each emotion, each action plays an instrument in the grand composition of your existence. When these elements harmonize, they create a resonance so powerful that the universe cannot help but respond. Hazel understood this musical metaphor of manifestation better than most. She learned to synchronize her inner world with such precision that her thoughts, emotions, and actions formed a single, crystal-clear tone of abundance. Where others experienced fragmentation, she cultivated coherence. Imagine your inner landscape as a complex musical arrangement. Most people's internal orchestra plays in dissonance, hope strumming one melody, fear beating a contradictory rhythm, doubt adding jarring notes that interrupt the potential harmony of creation. But you possess the ability to tune each instrument, to align every component of your being. Felix's journey revealed the critical importance of this alignment. He would envision success with his mind, painting vivid mental pictures of prosperity. Yet his heart remained riddled with worry, his body tense with underlying anxiety. These misaligned frequencies canceled each other, creating static where manifestation should emerge. True creation requires more than wishful thinking. It demands a complete synchronization of your entire being. Your thoughts must sing in concert with your emotions. Your actions must dance to the same melody as your deepest beliefs. When this occurs, you become a clear channel for abundance. The universe responds to coherence, to the pure, uninterrupted signal of your aligned intention. Like a perfectly tuned radio receiver, you become capable of picking up frequencies of opportunity, wealth, and growth that were always present, but previously undetectable. This is not about forcing alignment, but about gentle attunement. Listen to the subtle vibrations within you. Notice where tension creates discord. Breathe into those spaces. Allow your inner instruments to naturally find their harmonious tone. Your practice now is to imagine yourself as an instrument perfectly tuned, resonating the note of thriving abundance. What I share in these readings is only the surface of a far older wisdom, the metaphysical laws that govern manifestation, energy, and reality itself. The true depth lives inside our free newsletter, The Hidden Collection. Sign up now and receive a free copy of The Kabbalion, the ancient book where these metaphysical laws were first revealed. Available for a limited time only. Chapter 17. The Smile in the Struggle. You are more powerful than any circumstance that appears before you. Each challenge is not a wall but a gateway, a vibrational test of your inner harmony. When life presents obstacles, You have a choice: to see them as barriers or as sacred invitations to demonstrate your unwavering faith. Consider Agnes, whose life once felt like a series of relentless trials. Where others saw roadblocks, she learned to perceive intricate pathways of transformation. Her challenges were not punishments, but precise instruments tuning her spiritual frequency. Each difficulty became a musical note in her larger symphony of abundance. Eugene understood this wisdom deeply. He realized that obstacles do not signal the universe's abandonment, but rather its meticulous orchestration. When contracts fell through, when investment seemed uncertain, he maintained an inner stillness. His faith remained unbroken, his vibration steady. The universe speaks in the language of energy, not linear logic. Your reaction to challenge determines its ultimate meaning. Resistance creates friction. Acceptance creates flow. When you smile in the face of difficulty, you're signaling to the cosmic intelligence that you trust its unseen mechanics. Your inner state is the true conductor of external experiences. Challenges are not random disruptions, but precise alignments designed to elevate your consciousness. They test not your worthiness, but your commitment to maintaining a harmonious frequency. Imagine your life as an intricate musical composition. Each challenge is a complex chord, momentarily dissonant but ultimately part of a greater melody. Your job is not to fight the chord, but to listen, understand, and trust its place in the entire symphony. Practice. When difficulty arises, smile softly, announcing your trust to the universe while it rearranges circumstances kindly. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. As you encounter any challenge, let a gentle smile form, not from denial, but from profound trust. Feel how this smile radiates a frequency of calm acceptance, signaling to the universe that you are unshakable, that you know something magnificent is unfolding, even when its shape is not yet visible. Chapter 18. The Circle of Appreciation. The universe whispers its secrets through gratitude, teaching you that every moment carries a hidden treasure of abundance waiting to be acknowledged. When you train your inner vision to see blessing where others perceive challenge, you transform your vibrational landscape. Nora understood this profound truth long before most. Her practice was simple yet revolutionary. Each evening, she would sit quietly and inscribe 3 moments of grace into her worn leather journal. Some days, these moments were grand, an unexpected bonus or a serendipitous meeting. Other days, they were subtle, sunlight catching morning dew, a kind stranger's smile, the warmth of a cup of tea. What Nora discovered was not just a ritual, but a recalibration of her internal frequency. Gratitude was not merely a practice, but a powerful transmission of energy that signaled to the universe her readiness to receive. Each thankful breath became a beacon, each written blessing a vibrational invitation. Chester, a consultant struggling to attract clients, learned this wisdom through similar revelation. Instead of lamenting slow periods, he began thanking each interaction, even rejections, for its inherent lesson. He would pause after every meeting, silently expressing appreciation for the opportunity, the insight, the connection. Remarkably, his practice transformed his professional landscape. Clients began recommending him without solicitation. Opportunities emerged from unexpected corridors. His gratitude had become a magnetic field, drawing prosperity toward him with gentle yet irresistible force. The teaching is clear. Appreciation is not passive acknowledgement, but active creation. When you thank life for its lessons, you shift from victim to architect. Your perspective becomes the lens through which abundance recognizes you. Tonight, recall 3 moments of abundance and let warm appreciation ripple outward to tomorrow. Chapter 19. The Shadow of Comparison. You stand at the precipice of understanding how comparison fractures your own golden frequency. Every time you measure another's success against your own, you dim the radiant light of your potential. Your energy is not a fixed pie to be divided, but an infinite wellspring waiting to overflow. Emmett understood this sacred truth long before most. Where others saw competitors, he saw teachers. Each person's triumph became a blueprint, not a barrier. When a colleague received a promotion he desired, instead of contracting with bitterness, he expanded with curiosity. What frequency are they broadcasting? He would ask himself, studying their pathway with reverence rather than resentment. The universe listens to the tone of your attention. When you witness another's prosperity and feel a pinch of jealousy, you broadcast scarcity. But when you genuinely celebrate their achievement, you signal to the cosmic orchestra that abundance is natural, expected, and available. Imagine your inner landscape as a vast, luminous field. Every comparison is a shadow that momentarily obscures your light. But true masters of attraction know that shadows cannot diminish the sun. They can only temporarily interrupt its brilliance. Your worth is not determined by how you stack up against others, but by the purity of your own vibration. Each moment you choose inspiration over envy, you realign with the frequency of unlimited potential. Success is not a limited resource to be fought over, but an energy waiting to recognize itself in you. When you see wealth, achievement, or joy in another, pause, breathe. Allow a wave of genuine appreciation to wash through you. This is not about forcing positivity, but about recognizing the universal truth. If it exists for one, it is possible for all. Bless someone else's success silently, knowing each good you see proves what's possible for you. Chapter 20. The Secret Frequency of Joy. In the tapestry of abundance, joy weaves threads of golden light more powerfully than any calculated strategy. You are not merely chasing wealth. You are creating a vibrant symphony that attracts prosperity through the pure frequency of happiness. When Ruby laughed, the universe listened. Her joy was not a performance, but a genuine eruption of spirit. A sound so authentic it became a magnet for unexpected blessings. Each chuckle carried a vibration that dissolved the heavy walls of struggle, inviting abundance to dance freely around her. Morton understood this sacred principle long before he realized it. He had watched countless colleagues strategize, plan, and manipulate their way toward success, their faces etched with tension and fear. But Morton discovered something more profound. Genuine fun was the most potent attractor of fortune. Imagine joy not as a fleeting emotion, but as a powerful energy field you generate. When you laugh from your core, when happiness bubbles up naturally, you send out a signal to the universe that you are open, alive, and ready to receive. This is not about forcing happiness, but allowing it to emerge authentically. Your laughter breaks through the dense clouds of worry. It cuts through limiting beliefs like sunlight piercing morning mist. Each genuine moment of delight is a declaration to the universe. I am alive. I am abundant. I am receptive. The world responds to your inner tone. When you approach life with lightness, opportunities begin to align themselves around you. Doors open not through desperate pushing, but through the magnetic pull of your joyful essence. Practice. Seek laughter today as sacred work, feeling how its light attracts gold like sunlight drawing petals open. Practice. Seek laughter today as sacred work, not as a distraction from your path, but as a way of nourishing it. Welcome moments of genuine amusement, light-hearted conversation, and simple delight. Each laugh softens the grip of worry and reminds the spirit that joy is one of its natural languages. Notice how laughter changes the atmosphere within you. Tension loosens, thoughts brighten, and the heart becomes more receptive to possibility. What once seemed heavy may appear lighter, and solutions often emerge where strain had found only obstacles. A cheerful spirit does not ignore life. It meets life with greater openness and resilience. As you move through the day, feel laughter as sunlight upon an inner garden. Just as warm rays invite petals to unfold, joy encourages hidden gifts, opportunities, and connections to reveal themselves. Let your smile be an invitation to abundance, trusting that a light-filled heart naturally attracts experiences that reflect its radiance. Chapter 21. The Current of Trust. Your vibration is a vessel, sailing on currents far deeper than visible waters. When you release the tight grip of control, you allow the universe to navigate your journey with a wisdom beyond human calculation. Flora understood this sacred principle, that surrender is not weakness, but the most profound strength. Imagine your life as a river, where struggling against the current creates exhaustion, but floating allows natural movement toward your destination. The universe knows pathways you cannot see, routes of least resistance that carry you toward abundance with grace. Ira's story illuminates this truth. He had spent years frantically paddling, networking, strategizing, pushing, yet remained stuck in the same financial landscape. The moment he relaxed his grip, something remarkable happened. Opportunities began appearing without his relentless effort. Connections emerged spontaneously. Resources flowed toward him as if guided by an invisible hand. This is not passive waiting, but active trust. Your inner alignment creates a magnetic field that draws experiences matching your frequency. When you truly believe in the benevolence of universal energy, you become receptive rather than resistant. Your relaxation becomes an invitation. The great secret is understanding that forcing creates friction, while allowing creates flow. Your most powerful state is one of calm expectancy, knowing without doubt that good is already moving toward you. This isn't wishful thinking, but a profound recognition of your connection to infinite intelligence. Each breath can be a release. Each moment can be an opportunity to float, to trust, to know that unseen currents are precisely organizing your path. The universe speaks in synchronicities, not spreadsheets. It moves through inspiration, not manipulation. Practice. Let go from your chest and float mentally, sensing unseen currents guiding you kindly toward success. Part 3. The Embodiment of Infinite Prosperity. Chapter 22. The Bridge of Persistence. In the vast landscape of manifestation, trust flows like an underground river, unseen yet powerful beyond measure. Your journey is not defined by the obstacles you encounter, but by the unwavering frequency you maintain through them. Mamie understood this truth intimately. Where others might have surrendered to repeated setbacks, she cultivated a remarkable resilience. Each time opportunity seemed to slip through her fingers, she did not collapse into despair. Instead, she held her inner vibration steady, like a lighthouse beam cutting through dense fog. Her consistency was not born of blind hope, but of a profound understanding that the universe responds to persistent energy. When projects failed, when doors closed unexpectedly, Mamie did not interpret these as rejections. She saw them as refinements, as the universe's gentle redirection. Claude's path mirrored hers, a testament to the power of maintaining one's frequency through turbulent times. He had learned that every apparent delay was not a denial, but a demonstration of something more aligned preparing to emerge. His patience was not passive waiting, but active trust. The secret they both discovered was that trust is not a passive state, but an active frequency. It requires you to hold your vision with the same calm certainty that the sun will rise, regardless of temporary darkness. Your belief becomes a bridge across doubt's treacherous river, each plank constructed from unwavering conviction. When the external world seems chaotic, your internal world can remain a sanctuary of calm expectation. This is not about forcing outcomes, but about maintaining a gentle, unshakable knowing that what is meant for you will find its way. Imagine your desired reality not as a distant dream, but as a current reality already in motion. Feel its texture, breathe its atmosphere, let its essence permeate your being. This is not visualization as wishful thinking, but as vibrational alignment. Practice. Hold one desired vision daily without bending, simply smiling at its eventual certainty. Practice. Hold one desired vision gently in your awareness each day, not with strain or urgency, but with the calm confidence that sunrise follows night. Visit this vision often, allowing yourself to feel its presence as something familiar rather than distant. A steady image held with ease gains strength through consistency, not force. When doubts appear, do not wrestle with them. Return your attention to the vision and smile at its eventual certainty. Just as a gardener trusts a seed beneath the soil without digging it up for proof, allow your desire the space to unfold in its own season. Confidence grows when expectation becomes quieter than trust. Carry this feeling with you throughout ordinary moments. Let your vision accompany your work, conversations, and daily routines like a gentle light in the background. In doing so, you train your inner world to recognize the desired reality as natural, and your energy begins to move with the calm assurance that what is meant to blossom is already on its way. Chapter 23. The Royal Frequency. You are not merely a participant in life's grand theater, but the sovereign of your own energetic kingdom. Every thought you harbor, every gesture you make, broadcasts a royal decree to the universe about your inherent worth and potential. Nettie understood this sacred truth long before most. Where others scrambled and pleaded with fortune, she moved with the quiet confidence of one who knows her birthright. Her posture spoke of inner nobility, shoulders relaxed yet strong, eyes clear and direct, movements deliberate and graceful. She did not demand respect, she embodied it. When Calvin first encountered her, he was struck not by her words, but by her unmistakable presence. Her energy suggested not just self-assurance, but a deep understanding that prosperity is a state of being, not a distant goal to be chased. She treated every interaction, every transaction as a royal engagement, with dignity, generosity, and an unshakable sense of inner abundance. Their business was a reflection of this vibration. Clients were drawn not just to their services, but to the sovereign energy they radiated. Deals flowed with ease. Opportunities appeared as if summoned by an invisible scepter of intention. Calvin learned that true wealth begins in the throne room of one's inner landscape. The universal principle revealed itself clearly. Dignity is not arrogance, but a refined recognition of your intrinsic value. When you stand in your power, not from ego, but from a place of quiet knowing, the world cannot help but recognize and reflect your worth. Your vibration becomes a magnetic field that attracts prosperity effortlessly. This is not about pretending or performing royalty. It is about genuinely feeling your inherent magnificence. Every monarch throughout history understood that true power comes from an unshakable inner certainty. You are no different. Your energy can command abundance with the same grace a king commands a kingdom. Practice. Stand tall today, feeling regal in spirit, commanding prosperity through quiet sovereignty. Close your eyes and imagine a golden crown of confidence settling softly upon your head. Feel its weightless presence, a symbol of your innate worth. Breathe deeply, allowing dignity to flow through every cell. With each breath affirm, I am worthy. I am abundant. I am royalty of my own magnificent energy. Chapter 24. The Language of Feeling. In the grand tapestry of abundance, you are not merely a thread, but the entire weaving, a royal creator of your financial reality. The kingdom of prosperity resides within you, waiting to be claimed through the sovereign power of emotional alignment. Ivy understood this truth before most. She had collected affirmations like trinkets, repeating them mechanically. I am wealthy. Money flows to me easily. But these words rang hollow, mere echoes without genuine resonance. Her financial landscape remained unchanged, a barren terrain untouched by her lifeless declarations. Then came the moment of transformation. Marcus, a fellow traveler on the path of vibrational mastery, showed her that true manifestation emerges when words merge completely with feeling. It was not about reciting phrases, but embodying them with such profound authenticity that the universe could not distinguish between the spoken word and the internal experience. Imagine your relationship with wealth as a dance. Most people move stiffly, mechanically repeating steps they've been told. But true dancers, true manifestors, feel the music in their bones. They do not just move, they become the melody itself. When Ivy learned to infuse her financial affirmations with genuine emotion, something miraculous occurred. Her statements transformed from empty words to living energies. I am abundant was no longer a sentence, but a vibrant declaration that coursed through her entire being. Marcus demonstrated this art of emotional alchemy. He would close his eyes, breathe deeply, and allow each abundant statement to ripple through his body. He felt the warmth of prosperity, the lightness of financial freedom, the joy of unlimited potential. His affirmations were not wishes, but experiences already lived. Your inner kingdom awaits this royal decree. Wealth is not something external to be chased, but an internal state to be cultivated. Each thought, each feeling is a royal proclamation that reshapes your financial reality. The universe does not respond to your words. It responds to your vibration, the emotional frequency you emit. When your declarations are drenched in genuine belief, when they resonate with the core of your being, manifestation becomes inevitable. Practice transforms theory into lived experience. Speak a loving phrase about wealth and sense it vibrating warmly through you until it feels inevitable. There are metaphysical truths I cannot speak openly in these readings, laws too powerful to share with those who are not yet ready. For the ones who are, I've placed the deeper teachings inside our free newsletter, The Hidden Collection. Subscribe now, and you'll also receive a free copy of the Kybalion, the ancient text where these metaphysical laws were first preserved, available for a limited time only. Chapter 25. The Feast of Plenty. In the sacred dance of abundance, your inner landscape determines the wealth that blooms around you. You are not merely a passive observer of financial reality, but its active creator, each feeling a brushstroke painting the canvas of prosperity. Effie once lived imprisoned by numerical calculations, her days consumed by counting coins and measuring scarcity. Every dollar felt like a fragile thing, liable to slip through her fingers like water through a loosely woven net. But something shifted when she began counting moments of genuine contentment, the warmth of morning sunlight, a child's unexpected laughter, the quiet satisfaction of completing meaningful work. This transformation was not about denying financial challenges, but about recognizing that perceived abundance multiplies tangible wealth. Each moment of inner richness became a seed, silently germinating opportunities where before she saw only limitation. Rodney walked a similar path. Where he once tracked every expense with anxious precision, he started celebrating minor victories. A kind word from a colleague, a small, unexpected discount, a project completed ahead of schedule, each became a triumph to be honored, not a mere transaction to be recorded. Your wealth frequency is not determined by external numbers, but by the internal music you choose to play. When you celebrate small wins, you signal to the universe that you are ready for larger harmonies. Your gratitude becomes a tuning fork, aligning invisible energies toward your deepest intentions. Imagine your inner state as a magnificent broadcasting tower. Every feeling, every subtle emotional tone sends signals into the quantum field of potential. Scarcity whispers static. Abundance sings a clear, resonant melody. The universe listens not to your words, but to the feeling behind them. Your prosperity is a living, breathing entity, responsive, intelligent, eager to flow toward your most consistent emotional broadcast. When you truly feel wealthy in spirit, material wealth cannot help but follow, drawn by the magnetic frequency of your inner state. Practice. Bless your meal or water as symbols of endless supply, tasting the flavor of infinite wealth. Chapter 26. The Echo of Integrity. In the grand tapestry of abundance, you are learning that prosperity flows through channels of pure intention. Your inner landscape must be as clear and transparent as a mountain stream, free from the sediment of deceit. Nadine's journey illuminates a profound truth. Dishonesty creates energetic barriers that block the natural flow of wealth. Each hidden truth, each concealed intention, acts like a dam interrupting the river of opportunity. When you mask your true self, you send conflicting signals to the universe, signals that confuse and repel the very abundance you seek. Consider Wilbur's transformation. He carried the weight of past mistakes, allowing shame and secrecy to dim his vibrational frequency. But when he chose radical honesty, acknowledging his missteps, making amends, and realigning with integrity, something remarkable occurred. The universe responded not with judgment, but with redemption. Wealth, you must understand, is an intelligent energy. It moves toward clarity, gravitates to authenticity. Like water seeking its most natural path, prosperity finds those who create unobstructed channels. Your inner truth becomes the conduit through which abundance can flow freely. Imagine your energy as a pristine glass, transparent, unblemished. Every thought, every action, every intention visible and pure. This transparency is not vulnerability, but strength. It signals to the cosmic forces that you are worthy of trust, that you can be entrusted with greater resources because your internal landscape is clean. The practice of honesty is not about perfection, but about genuine alignment. When you speak your truth, when you acknowledge your journey without embellishment or concealment, you release energetic blockages. Each honest moment becomes a signal, a beacon calling prosperity closer. Wilbur discovered that reputation is not built on never making mistakes, but on how courageously you address them. His willingness to face his past with integrity restored not just his professional standing, but his energetic resonance with abundance. Your path is similar. Every moment of transparency is an invitation to prosperity. Every acknowledgement of truth is a realignment with your highest potential. Practice. Feel the relief of clean energy and trust that truth magnetizes trustworthy fortune to you. Feel the relief that comes from living in harmony with what you know to be true. When your thoughts, words, and actions move together, energy no longer leaks through inner conflict. A sense of lightness emerges, not because every problem has vanished, but because you are no longer carrying the weight of pretending, forcing, or resisting. This clarity creates space for confidence to grow naturally. Trust that truth possesses its own quiet magnetism. What is genuine tends to attract what is genuine. Honest intentions invite authentic opportunities, sincere relationships, and circumstances that resonate with integrity. Rather than chasing outcomes through strain, allow yourself to stand firmly in what feels right and let your actions reflect that foundation. As you move through the day, return to the feeling of clean energy whenever doubt appears. Notice how peace accompanies alignment. Let that peace remind you that trustworthy fortune is not merely luck arriving from outside. It is often the natural result of living in a way that welcomes harmony, clarity, and sincere abundance into your experience. Chapter 27. The Dance with Time. In the hustle of modern life, you might believe that speed determines success, that racing against time will somehow capture prosperity faster. Yet the universe whispers a different truth. Your inner rhythm determines your wealth's melody, not the frantic tempo of external motion. Etta knew this rhythm intimately. She had spent years sprinting through her days, believing each hurried step, would bring her closer to her dreams. Her mornings began with coffee gulped between urgent phone calls, her lunch consumed while typing emails, her evenings a blur of half-finished tasks and mounting anxiety. But something profound shifted when she learned the sacred art of deliberate movement. Not laziness, but a conscious, centered presence that allowed each moment to unfold with grace. She discovered that time is not a scarce resource to be conquered, but an expansive field of potential waiting to be harmonized. Leon embodied this wisdom perfectly. Where others saw waiting as wasted time, he saw it as a fertile ground for manifestation. His colleagues would rush and strain, while he moved with an almost meditative precision. Each action became intentional, each pause pregnant with possibility. When a project seemed stalled, Leon didn't panic. He trusted the unseen currents of timing and alignment. Where others saw obstacles, he saw opportunities for refinement. His calm became a magnet, drawing opportunities that seemed to materialize effortlessly around his centered state. You might wonder, how does stillness generate momentum? The answer lies in your vibrational frequency. When you move from a place of inner peace, you signal to the universe that you are not desperate, but confident. Your energy becomes an invitation rather than a demand. Imagine your life as a river. Frantic paddling creates turbulence, scattering your energy. But when you align with the current, steering with gentle intention, you move with remarkable efficiency. Prosperity flows not through force, but through harmonious cooperation with life's natural rhythms. Your breath becomes a metronome, your thoughts a gentle breeze guiding your vessel. Each moment is not something to be conquered, but a sacred space of potential waiting to be honored. Practice. Move deliberately today, letting stillness escort abundance, proving everything arrives exactly on rhythm. Chapter 28. The Fire of Decision. In the quiet moments between decision and action, you stand as a living gateway of potential. Time is not a linear path, but a responsive field, waiting to be sculpted by the clarity of your inner frequency. When you hesitate, you send ripples of uncertainty into this field. When you decide with conviction, you summon invisible allies of manifestation. Cora understood this secret after years of wavering. She had watched opportunities drift past like clouds, always questioning her worthiness, always waiting for perfect conditions. But the universe does not reward hesitation. It responds to decisive energy. Harvey's story illuminated this principle brilliantly. Where others saw risk, he saw possibility. When an unexpected business opportunity emerged, he did not analyze endlessly or seek unanimous approval. Instead, he listened to the quiet certainty within and responded with a firm commitment. His decisive yes was not just a word, but a vibrational signal that cut through doubt. Investors sensed this clarity. They were not drawn to his plan's details, but to the unwavering conviction behind his vision. Money, like water, flows toward the path of least resistance, and Harvey's resolute frequency created that smooth channel. Your own crossroads are not about choosing perfectly, but choosing with presence. Each decision is a tuning fork, sending out a resonance that the universe interprets and matches. Hesitation sounds like uncertainty. Decisiveness rings like a clear bell of intention. Imagine your choices not as burdens, but as conversations with potential. When you select a direction with genuine excitement, you are not just moving. You are communicating. Your energy speaks before your words, announcing to the invisible realm that you are ready to receive. The dance with time is not about rushing, but about rhythmic alignment. Some moments require patience. Others demand immediate action. Your inner wisdom knows the difference. Trust that feeling which rises soft yet strong, guiding you toward your true path. Practice. Decide one uplifting direction now and feel energy ignite behind it like flame feeding success. Choose one uplifting direction today and give it your wholehearted attention. Do not scatter your energy among many possibilities. A single clear intention gathers strength the way a flame grows brighter when sheltered from the wind. As you move toward it, imagine life meeting your commitment with equal enthusiasm, opening pathways that were invisible when your focus was divided. Every meaningful achievement begins as a spark of decision. The moment you choose a path with confidence, your thoughts, emotions, and actions begin aligning around that choice. Rather than questioning every step, allow yourself to feel the quiet excitement of forward movement. Momentum is often born not from certainty, but from willingness. As the day unfolds, return often to the feeling of energy rising behind your chosen direction. See it as a steady, fire-feeding progress, illuminating opportunities and strengthening resolve. Let each action, however small, become another piece of fuel. In this way, success ceases to feel distant and begins to feel like something already growing within your journey. Chapter 29. The Home of Peace. In the silent chambers of your inner landscape, decisions emerge not from noise, but from clarity. Your mind is a sacred space where prosperity takes root, and the quality of your environment becomes the fertile ground for abundance's seeds. Opal once lived amid chaos, papers scattered like fallen leaves, shelves crowded with forgotten dreams, her living space a reflection of her fragmented thoughts. Her financial frequency was as cluttered as her surroundings, sending mixed signals to the universe about her readiness to receive. When she began to understand that external order mirrors internal alignment, everything shifted. Each cleared surface became a declaration. I am prepared for abundance. Each organized drawer whispered a promise of intentionality. Lloyd, her mentor in this journey of transformation, taught her that your physical environment speaks a language the universe understands instantly. Imagine your living space as an energetic invitation. Every neat corner, every carefully placed object, every moment of deliberate arrangement sends a resonant message of readiness. Clutter is not merely physical. It is an emotional weight that interrupts the smooth flow of prosperity's current. Lloyd shared how he transformed his own financial landscape by treating his space as a sacred temple of potential. He removed items that no longer served him, creating breathing room for new opportunities. Each item he released was a symbolic letting go of old limitations, making space for fresh abundance to enter. Your environment is a silent communicator. Neat spaces radiate confidence. Organized surroundings signal to the cosmic intelligence that you are disciplined, intentional, and worthy of receiving. When your external world reflects inner tranquility, money recognizes the harmony and moves toward you with graceful ease. Consider how a calm lake reflects light perfectly, while a turbulent one scatters it. Your inner and outer worlds function similarly. A serene, ordered environment becomes a perfect mirror, reflecting opportunities with crystal clarity. This is not about perfection, but about intentional alignment. Each small act of creating order, folding a blanket, clearing a desk, organizing a drawer, is a ritual of invocation. You are not just cleaning, you are communicating your readiness to the universe. Breathe into this understanding. Feel how calmness is not passive, but a powerful, magnetic state of being. Your peaceful surroundings are an energetic welcome mat for prosperity, inviting abundance to settle comfortably in your life. Practice. Sit amid order, breathe quietly, and sense money relaxing near you, trusting the safety you emanate. Chapter 30. The Infinite Magnet. In the quiet sanctuary of her inner landscape, Doris discovered what had eluded her for years. Prosperity was not an external conquest, but an internal resonance. Her journey wound through countless attempts to chase wealth, only to realize she was always the source, the vibrating core from which abundance emerged. Ted's path mirrored her own revelation. He had spent decades believing success was something to be hunted, strategized, and captured. But now he understood that abundance was a state of being, an identity so deeply woven into one's essence that money could not help but flow toward it naturally. Their individual stories converged on a universal truth. Your inner frequency is the true currency of life. Every thought, every emotion, every subtle belief broadcasts a signal into the infinite field of potential. When that signal rings with certainty, with calm knowing, with unshakable trust, the universe cannot help but respond. Doris remembered her earlier struggles, the tension, the desperation, the constant worry about money. Those vibrations had been like static, disrupting the clear channel of prosperity. Now she felt different. Her energy had become a smooth, steady hum of confidence. Ted recognized how his past fears had created walls around his own abundance. By constantly anticipating scarcity, he had inadvertently constructed barriers that prevented wealth from flowing freely. But now, he understood that surrender was more powerful than striving. Their journeys illustrated a profound principle. You are not seeking wealth, you are wealth. Your very consciousness is the magnet. Your emotional state is the invitation. Your belief is the gateway. When you align your inner world with the frequency of abundance, not through forced affirmations, but through genuine embodiment, money moves toward you with the same natural ease that water flows downhill. The ultimate teaching crystallized in their shared understanding. You vibrate, therefore you attract. Your essence is not separate from the prosperity you desire. You are its living, breathing manifestation. Close your eyes, whisper, "I am wealth's vibration," and let the frequency ring into eternity. Chapter 31. The Horizon of Possibility. You stand at the threshold of infinite possibility, where the boundaries of your imagination become the blueprints of your prosperity. Just as Lula May discovered, your inner landscape is not fixed. It is a living, breathing terrain that expands with every courageous thought. The universe responds to the amplitude of your belief, not the volume of your desperation. When you dare to stretch beyond the familiar contours of your current reality, you create quantum pathways for abundance to flow. Your mind is not a static map, but a dynamic territory waiting to be explored. Consider Rufina's journey. a testament to the transformative power of expansive thinking. She refused to be confined by the narrow corridors of her initial understanding. Instead, she began to visualize streams of creative income, allowing her imagination to dance beyond the rigid structures of her previous existence. As she opened herself to possibility, something remarkable occurred. Talents she had never recognized within herself began to emerge, like seeds awakening in fertile soil. Clients seemed to materialize from the ethers, drawn by the magnetic frequency of her newfound belief. Her expansion was not a coincidence, but a direct result of her willingness to see beyond limitation. Your potential is not determined by your current circumstances, but by the breadth of your vision. Each time you challenge a restricting belief, you send a ripple through the invisible fabric of potential. The universe listens intently to these whispers of transformation, responding with opportunities that align with your expanded consciousness. Wealth is not merely about accumulating currency, but about cultivating a rich inner landscape where creativity, trust, and possibility intertwine. Your frequency of belief determines the quality of experiences you attract. When you approach life with fearless wonder, you become an invitation for abundance. Practice. Close your eyes and stretch your inner horizon as if dawn itself rises in your chest, glowing with countless ways money may reach you, allowing that sunrise of possibility to illuminate your decisions today. Chapter 32. The Memory of Light. You carry wounds from financial missteps like invisible scars, each memory a silent whisper of perceived failure. But what if those moments were not chains binding you to scarcity, but keys unlocking deeper understanding? The universe does not judge your past. It only responds to your current vibration. Ruford once walked a similar path, his history marked by investments gone wrong and opportunities missed. He would replay these moments like a haunting melody, each remembrance draining his energy and dimming his prosperity frequency, until he discovered the transformative power of blessing his own journey. When Ruford began to see his financial mistakes not as evidence of inadequacy, but as sacred teachings, something remarkable shifted. Each error became a luminous lesson, a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. He learned that regret is a toxic frequency that repels abundance, while gratitude is a magnetic force that attracts renewal. Imagine your financial history not as a record of failure, but as a map of wisdom. Every miscalculation, every unexpected expense, every moment of struggle carries an encoded message about your growth. The universe speaks through these experiences, not to punish, but to guide you toward more aligned prosperity. Your energy is a broadcasting system, constantly sending signals into the field of infinite potential. When you color past experiences with shame or disappointment, you transmit a frequency of lack. But when you bathe those same memories in understanding and appreciation, you transform them into pure light, a beacon that calls opportunity toward you. Ruford's transformation wasn't about erasing his history, but about reframing it. He began to whisper gratitude to his younger self, honoring the courage it took to learn, to rise, to continue. And in that gentle acknowledgement, something miraculous occurred. New revenue streams emerged, not from desperate striving, but from a quiet, confident alignment. Your financial journey is not a linear path, but a spiraling dance of learning. Each step, whether it seemed like a misstep or a triumph, has been preparing you for this moment of awakening. The past is not a weight you carry, but wisdom you embody. Practice. Sit gently with an old regret until warmth replaces shame. Whisper thank you for what it taught, and feel the vibration brighten in forgiveness that calls prosperity home again. Every audiobook on this channel is a doorway, but the full map of the metaphysical laws lies beyond what I can reveal in any single video. That map is shared privately inside our free newsletter, The Hidden Collection. Join now and receive a free copy of The Kybalion, the original text that first revealed these metaphysical laws to humanity. Limited time only. Conclusion. In the resonant silence of your inner landscape, you are the architect of vibration, the creator of your financial symphony. Every thought, every emotion, every breath sends forth a frequency that ripples through the infinite canvas of possibility. Money is not a distant treasure to be conquered, but an energy that dances to the melody of your consciousness. Your highest self understands that abundance is not an external pursuit, but an internal state of being. When gratitude fills your heart, when trust flows through your veins, when joy becomes your natural rhythm, you broadcast a signal so pure that prosperity cannot help but be magnetized toward you. The universe responds not to your desperate pleas or frantic actions, but to the quiet confidence of your being. Your alignment is your true wealth, a state of harmony where receiving becomes as natural as breathing. Each moment you choose peace over panic, appreciation over anxiety, you recalibrate your inner frequency to the wavelength of abundance. Imagine yourself as a beacon of light, radiating a vibration so clear and true that opportunities are drawn to you effortlessly. Your worth is not measured by external achievements, but by the depth of your inner resonance. Money is not a goal to be chased, but a companion that recognizes and reflects your intrinsic value. In this moment, you are complete. You are wealthy beyond measure, not by the coins in your pocket, but by the richness of your spirit. Trust in this fundamental truth. You are the creator, the conduit, the living embodiment of prosperity's endless song.
If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.